Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Planetarium show. And my camera froze on the best picture ever. Love that for me. Uh, I'm just going to keep talking while I get that camera fixed. Hi, hello, welcome. My name is Jessica. I'm the director of the Planetarium. And with me, there we go. With me tonight are two of our amazing Planetarium students who I will let say hi and introduce themselves.
Hi everyone, my name is Allie and I'm a biochemistry student and a planetarian at UMD.
Hi everyone, my name is Len. I'm a physics and astronomy student here at UMD.
All right, so happy May. We are at the beginning of a new month yet again. Still don't know how time has gone by so fast. We are in the midst of finals week here, so if we are a little extra goofy, it's because our brains are very tired at this point. But since it is the beginning of the month, that means that tonight we are doing our What's Up show to tell you all about the astronomical events that you can look forward to for May. And as I get that set up, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. We will be keeping an eye on those and there we go, um, answer questions as they come up. There is a little bit of a delay, so if we don't get to your question right away, don't worry. We will make sure that we answer them all by the end of the show. And with that, let's head into What's Up May edition. That is the wrong, there we go. All sorts of technical troubles here tonight. So we are going to begin by taking a look at what is happening with the moon. So here are our main phases of the moon. We, in just 2 days, have the full moon happening over on May 5th. Now, the full moon for May is commonly known as the milk moon, but there are some other names for it depending on who you talk to. So for the Ojibwe, who are indigenous here in Minnesota, they call the May moon either the budding moon or the sucker moon to reflect the time when Mother Earth once again provides the healing medicines. For the Cree, this is the frog moon, because you're starting to hear the frogs out. And then for the Cherokee, it's the planting moon, because it's the time of year where you start planting. Makes sense. Milk moon, I was not able to find a good reason for that name, but it is a common one for it. All right, so that's happening on May 5th. About a week later, on the 12th, we have the third quarter moon. About a week after that, on the 19th, is the new moon, and then we will end the month on the 27th with the first quarter moon. So you can see here the different rise and set times for these different phases, because we do see them at different times of the day and night, because it's all dependent on where the moon is with respect to the Earth and the Sun. All right. Moving on now, let's take a look at what the planets are doing this month. Starting off in the evening sky, we are still being joined by Venus and Mars, which can be seen over in the west right after sunset. We will continue to see these two all month long, with Venus slowly getting higher up in the sky and Mars slowly getting lower. And they will be visible for just a couple hours after sunset before they end up setting over in the west. Very early in the morning, around 4 a.m., we can start to see Saturn rising over in the east. It will start to rise earlier and earlier in the night as we go through the month, but it's still going to be a very early morning planet. Right now, we don't have too much going on in the morning sky, but that will change about mid-month, as we will start to see both Jupiter and Mercury over in the east just before sunrise. And they are both slowly going to make their way further and further from the sun, getting more and more easily visible. Mercury is not going to be the most visible or the easiest to see because it is going to stay pretty low on the horizon and pretty mixed in with that early rising sunlight. But your best chance to try and catch Mercury is going to be right at the end of the month on May 29th. That's when Mercury reaches what we call greatest elongation. So that's when it is the furthest from the sun. But as you can see, that is still pretty low in the sky, so it's still going to be pretty difficult for us to see. But if you want to check it out, that's going to be the best time to do it. And you can also see we still have Jupiter there in the morning, and we have Saturn, of course, visible since it rose a couple hours previous to this. Now, other than that, Uranus is not going to be visible this month. It is passing the sun on the 9th and will continue to be too close to the sun to be seen all month long. Neptune is technically up around this time in the pre-dawn sky as well. However, because it is such a faint planet and hard to see, it's going to pretty much be outshined by the pre-dawn light. So it's not really one that you can really see, even though it's technically there, which is why I don't have it included here today. And so that's our planets. So we have Mars and Venus hanging out with us in the evening, and starting about mid-month, we'll have Jupiter and Mercury hanging out with us in the morning, and Saturn showing up pretty early in the morning as well.
Hey, Jessica, we have a quick question.
Okay.
Is it true Mars is moving further away now?
Yes. We had our closest approach to Mars, was it December? I think it was December. So because we move faster in our orbit than Mars does, we had our closest approach when we basically caught up to Mars. And now that we have passed it and we're moving further along our orbit, we are slowly getting more and more away from it. So it is slowly getting further and further away, which is why if you've watched it over the past several months, you may notice that it's a little bit fainter than it was back in December because it's further away. And if you were to look at it through a telescope, you'd see that it is a bit smaller in the telescope because, again, we're getting further away. So yes, that is absolutely true. Good question, though. All right. So that is our planets. We do have a meteor shower happening in a couple of days. So for anyone who doesn't know, meteor showers tend to happen when the Earth passes through the debris trail left behind when a comet makes a pass near the sun. As Earth flies through this debris trail, all of those little pieces of debris fall through the atmosphere and they heat up and they glow, and we see them as the streak of light that we call meteors, or you may have also heard them called shooting stars. So this month's meteor shower is the Eta Aquarids. It is the result of passing through the debris trail from Comet Halley. It typically runs from about April 19th to May 28th. And this year, the peak is going to happen on May 6th. Now, peak time is actually going to be in the middle of the afternoon for us. So the best time to try and see it is either going to be early morning of May 6th or the night of May 6th. This is better to see early morning because that is when the radiance, the points that the meteors look like they're coming from, is going to be up. So you're going to see more of the meteors at that time. We're also going to be competing with a nearly full moon, and so you want the moon to be as close to set as possible, which is going to be early in the morning as well. So if you want to try and catch some meteors from this meteor shower, your best bet is going to be very early morning of May 6th. Now this is a moderate shower producing less than a dozen meteors per second at peak, or not per second, oh my goodness, per hour at peak, but the Eta Aquarids are famous for having bright fireballs. So you may not have a lot of meteors, but you should see some that are pretty bright. And yeah, that is our meteor shower happening in just a couple days.
I think you might have answered this question already, but it's what is the best way to see a meteor shower?
So you're going to want to go somewhere where it's dark so that you don't have a lot of competing light pollution. And really, you just need to set up somewhere comfortable and warm and look up at the sky. In this case, the meteors are going to appear to come from a point over in the east, although you will be able to see them anywhere in the sky. I recommend looking more kind of northeast or southeast so that you're seeing the meteors as they go through the sky rather than coming straight at you. So you'll see longer trails and be able to notice them more. So that's really it. You just need dark skies, a comfortable place to sit, and to stay out for a few hours and just enjoy the view.
Honestly, take advantage of there not being many mosquitoes right now.
Yes, absolutely. Although I have seen, at least up here, that ticks are already coming out in force. So be careful with that.
Oh, not already.
Yeah, yeah, I did notice that. And I will say, even though we are based here in northern Minnesota, everything that I've talked about for what you can see goes for pretty much anyone in the northern hemisphere. Timings for the meteor shower may differ if you're not, in the United States. If you're somewhere else in the world, those timings will be a little bit different. And I will say that because I do know sometimes we have some viewers from outside the U.S., but yeah, everything still pretty much applies. All right, and last up, let's take a look at what the International Space Station will be doing. For us here in Duluth, we actually have a lot of opportunities to check it out in May. So what happens, the reason we can see the space station, as you can see in this picture, it has a lot of really big reflective solar panels. So if the geometry is just right, as the International Space Station flies over you, that sunlight will reflect off of those solar panels to you, and you see this bright point of light moving across the sky. When and where that happens is really just dependent on how the ISS is orbiting at that time. So for Duluth, we're getting lots of chances to see it over the next month. If you live somewhere else, your timings are going to be different, but it's really easy to find out if you head to this website, theheavens-above.com, and you put in your location, you will be able to get this information for you and find out when is the best time. So you can see here we have lots and lots of opportunities here in Duluth. Now, once you have found a timing that works for you, so you'll have a date and a time, and you're going to want to look for a very bright pass by. That's just going to make it easier to see. One quick note on this brightness, it's given in magnitudes, which is kind of a backward system. The smaller the number, the brighter it will appear. And for all of these, I mean, they're all really pretty bright, so you're really not going to go wrong picking any of them. But once you find one that you want to see, if you click on the date, it will take you to a page that shows a map of the night sky and shows you the exact path with the exact times. The ISS will be there as it passes over, and also gives you some more information as well. So that is a good way if you want to get out and take a chance to see the space station as it passes overhead. You can do that. The International Space Station is not the only satellite that you can see. In fact, honestly, if you stay out for even, I'd say, 30 minutes, you are likely to see at least one satellite pass over. The easiest way to tell that it's a satellite, if it's moving and blinking, it's a plane. If it's moving and not blinking, it's probably a satellite. So yeah, there are a lot of them up there. They're all, it's really common to see them. I think when we host our star parties over the summer, we see a good at least 10 over the course of the night, if not more than that. They're very common.
We have another question too, Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
What is a full flowers moon?
Oh, that might just be another name. I mean, that'll be another name for another full moon. Each full moon in the month has a name, and there are many different names, just depending on which culture you're talking about. So I'm not sure which specific moon that's referring to, but it's probably just a name for a full moon. Anything else? No, the website is heavens-above.com. That's the one that I use. Spot the station. I need to look into that one. Lunar eclipse. So there is, I almost included information on this. It's not going to be visible here in the US. It's also not a good eclipse. It is a partial penumbral eclipse, which for all purposes, no one's really going to see a difference in the moon. It's going to look, part of it is going to look very slightly dimmer than the rest. It's really not anything exciting, which is why I didn't end up including it in the show for tonight. So technically, yes, but not really. You're not going to see much. All right. So we will wrap up the What's Up portion, taking a look at what we are doing here at the Planetarium this week. So for our in-person shows, Friday is going to be Expedition Moons. Saturday, we are starting a new batch of shows. Our family show at 2 p.m. is Cosmic Colors, an adventure along the spectrum. And our general public show at 7 p.m. is going to be The Hot and Energetic Universe. And I'll show you trailers on those in just a second. And then lastly, you can join us back here next Wednesday for the May Constellation Storytime, where we'll go through the constellations that you can see up this month. So now let me show you the 2 trailers for our Saturday shows.
The sun's light and the sky mix together, and it's like a rainbow prism thing. Mars is red because of the iron in the rocks. The rocks get rusty. Trees, plants, grass, it's because of the chlorophyll. The color has to do with the atoms.
All right, so that was Cosmic Colors. A really fun show, talks a lot about colors and light and how astronomers use that to learn about the universe. And then our 7 p.m. show is the Hot and Energetic Universe, which I think is a new one. I don't think we've done this one for our public shows yet. And we've had it for a little while, but I don't think we've had it on a Saturday. So here is that one. right. So this one is taking a look at how we use really energetic forms of light, like X-rays and gamma rays, to learn about the universe. And the things that we see in those types of light tend to be very hot or very kind of catastrophic events. So it's a really cool look at a side of the universe that not a lot of people really get to see or hear about, because a lot of the general public focuses more on visible light, what we can see, what we see of the universe as we look with our eyes. But there's so much more there than just that. So this explores that. Lastly, we have a couple of updates on the planetarium. So starting this weekend, we are back operating at full capacity. We've been operating at about half capacity since we opened a little over a year ago, but we are moving to full capacity starting this weekend. And some bittersweet news, this is going to be our last month of streaming, because starting in June, we are going to go back to doing in-person shows on Wednesday and go back to our free Wednesday programs at the planetarium. I am going to try and work it out so that we can still stream those shows, although I don't want to make any promises because there is some technology I need to work out in the dome itself. But yes, for right now, that is the plan. So this is our last month of streaming. Probably. Again, I'm going to try and work it out, but we'll see. For those in the Duluth area, that does mean we have our free shows back on Wednesday, and we are starting off strong on June 7th with Bob King presenting on that Wednesday. So we're very excited to have him back and to welcome people back to the planetarium on Wednesdays. And I know, like I said, it's a bittersweet moment. We love you all, and we love our streams, but we do feel it is time to get back to those in person. But I'm going to do what I can to, like I said, stream those, or maybe after the summer when we have all of our students back, we could go maybe add in another day that we do streams. It's just with the summer, we're a little bit more short-staffed, since most of my lovely students are students who leave for the summer or have other things going on. So yes, that is the plan. I'm seeing so many sad comments. I'm sorry. I told you I'm going to try and make it work so that we can still stream those shows. So it may look a little bit different, but I'm trying. I knew this was going to be a sad announcement. I know. But I am also excited to be offering, because I know we have a lot in our community who really were happy to take advantage of those free nights at the planetarium, with things that they otherwise may not be able to come visit. So yeah, I'm happy to be able to offer that for our community again. But I will still.
If you also live in northern Wisconsin or anywhere near Minnesota, Duluth is a really good city to visit in the summer. It's so unique, it's so cool with Duluth being on Lake Superior. We have an awesome lift bridge. You get to watch ships come in. It's really cute. You would have so much fun. So even though it is sad, it would be a really great summer vacation if you're looking for to vacation somewhere that's not out of the Midwest. So come to Duluth.
Absolutely. And I was gonna say something else. We will still have all of our past streams, those will still be up on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try. I'm really trying to make it work. So we'll see. We'll see. It'll look different, but I'm trying. Let's see. That is true. We got a comment. It's really lovely, but super expensive in the summer, and that is true. Tourist prices definitely go into effect in the summer. Sorry, reading through all our comments. I don't know. Like, it's happy and sad. Like, I'm sad, but also I'm happy that we still have so much support and love for our streams. But yes, yes. Okay. Um, let's take another minute for any last questions or comments. I will keep you posted on how things are going to look in June. Um, like I said, I'm trying. I know with Bob's presentation, he is wanting to do part of it with the star ball, which is not something we would be able to stream. It's too faint to come across on the webcam. So it may be a case where we're able to do part of the show. But yeah, I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. We are not going to forget you guys. We love our Facebook viewers. So want to keep you in the loop there. All right.
If you also want to like stay in the loop with Planetarium stuff, check out our Instagram too, because like our students like who run the Instagram are really cool and are really good at pushing out content, and there's really fun stuff that we do on there. So like if you do want to stay in touch, make sure to follow our Instagram as well.
Absolutely. And we do have a weekly newsletter. I'm working on like a button on our website to be like, click here to join it. So we do also have that. If you are interested in being a part of that, you can also send the Planetarium an email and I can get you added to that. So yeah, part is better than none. I agree. I agree. That's why I'm going to try really hard to make it happen. So, but I just wanted you all to be prepared that there were changes coming after this month. All right, well, I think we will wrap it up there. Thank you everyone so much for joining us. We hope you enjoyed learning, what's going to be coming up this month. As always, have a wonderful week and we'll see you again next time. So, bye everyone. And 1 second. Facebook is really behind.